You're live.
Hi there, folks. Anahata Graceland here with Royal Frenchel.
Okay.
And actually, the Talking Dog Show. What am I talking about? I created the Royal Frenchels, and I work with them every day. But the Talking Dog Show is a broader focus. It's really about all of us with all of our dogs. And I'm Anahata Graceland. I'm going to introduce you to Arturo. This is Arturo.
Hi, I'm over
And
here.
we're sitting on my dog couch and at home and welcoming you to visit some about the way of the dog because it's just such a powerful thing to have dogs in our lives. But before I begin, I want to just remind you today is Prime Day. I'm going to, can you make that so I can see it better, please? I really need to. Thank you. Um, Prime Day. These are only 1995. Stainless steel, an incredible 3-in-1 thermos. And I know it sounds funny to be showing you this at the beginning of the show, but I got to tell you, this is the most wonderful tool of mine. I absolutely adore it, and it has made so much wonderful fun for me and my dogs bonding. And I'll tell you, way more than I expected because I take them in my car and the dogs get their drink, right? I pour the water in there. They get this is already stored with food before I leave, and then I get to drink out of the top. And so all of us together end up drinking and enjoying ourselves in the car. And, it sounds funny, but I always tell people, it's so easy for us to get dehydrated and even easier for our dogs to get dehydrated. So if you have this with you, you always have a means of being able to take care of your dog. You go to town, you think you're going to be an hour, and it ends up 3.5 hours. And, it's really critical to have these things with you, some simple tools. And the thing I love about this is that it's so simple. And all the top part is uh, dishwasher proof. And the bottom part is just all you do is wipe it. It's super, super easy. So I just thought I would mention it today. It's considerable amount off on Prime Day on Amazon Prime. The link is down below, so please feel free to go get it. My favorite color, these are my two favorite colors. There's another color too, but these are my two favorite colors. I love the pink. And but I love the black because it matches my car, right? Okay, anyway, welcome, welcome. Today we have Samantha with us. Samantha, you want to turn on your screen? We're also going to look at puppies today, folks. So stick with us because we'll be showing the puppies in just a short while, and you'll have some fun seeing those. Really, really beautiful. And I might show the Royal X today. We'll see. So hi, Samantha. How are you, love?
I'm good. How are you, Anahata? Hi, Arturo. Good to see you
Very
guys.
good.
I missed you guys last week.
Yeah, I hope you had a good trip.
I did.
Good. All right. So, what are you thinking about this week?
Well, I've been delving into your wonderful book, The Way of the Dog.
Ooh,
Um,
I'll put it up on screen for a second. I got
yeah.
the folks, the book is the way. Nope, 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 nope. I don't want that one. I only want the face, I said. Thank you.
Mm.
Yeah.
It's not open, so I have to open it.
Oh, okay. And uh the book is called The Way of the Dog. It's about bonding intuitively with your dog. And I think you might be able to see it here in just a second. I'll show you. And that's what she's referring to. It's pretty wonderful. After over 50 years of my life, I put a great deal of the magic that I have found in life with my dogs into the book. And instead of, training and top dogging and being the pack leader and all of that, it really discusses the 3,000 years of relationship with our dogs. And people don't realize how long genetically we've been coming along with our dogs by our side. And times have changed, our lifestyles have changed, we have technology and so many different things. And guess what? Our dogs are changing. They've changed too. It's one reason why I created the Royal Frenchel dog breed. It's a Frenchy breed, was to correct the ills of the French Bulldog, and then also to have a dog that could meet any lifestyle. And so, yeah, it's pretty wonderful. I'm not sure how to turn this off. There we go. Okay. So that's what she's referring to, folks.
Well, it's just awesome to see the cover because I got a copy of it, but of course, I didn't get to see the cover, and it looks fantastic. I love it.
Oh, I'm glad.
Um, so yeah, with your book, I really feel like you've opened up a different conversation for us as people, as dog lovers, about how we're only just beginning to fully appreciate the intelligence and the intuition of our dogs and
Mm.
what they have to offer us in partnership as guardians, as healers, as our helpers. And I love how you emphasize equality in our relationship, in the relationship that we have between people and dogs. It's again, there's just so many different conversations that I think are so valuable and so important and give us the opportunity to just not only see our dogs in a different light, but to see ourselves in a different light, what we can contribute, what we can learn from our dogs, what we can give to our dogs. So I just really appreciate that conversation.
Good. I'm really glad that you do. You know, it's an interesting way to be in life. We can be in life wanting to rule, to win, et cetera, et cetera. We can, as I said, top dog, be the pack leader, be the whatever leader. Or we can be in life and still be quite accomplished, very skillful, but to see the world more as, opportunities for different radiances to shine, to bubble, to unfold, to blossom. And dogs and humans are two different species. Because we're different doesn't mean that we are the person who, we're the species that's better than. It just means we're a different species. We have different aptitudes, we have different capabilities. They have different capabilities, they have different aptitudes. And when we live together, it's so wonderful to understand that we can share roles that are quite different in our families. And as a result, develop a culture together, the dogs and ourselves, in a way that has a flow to it, that is undergirded by an aquifer of soul, an aquifer of equanimity and breath. And it's so intriguing to me. And I'm so grateful to be the age I am at this point. I don't really care about age, but what I mean is, I guess, to have lived to the point where I am today. I made so many mistakes in my lifetime, I can't tell you. And the one who was stuck by me all along was my dog. Okay. I mean, the truth is, they're the ones that are there in the night when I get up and follow me to the bathroom and come back. They're the ones that are there when I wake up, when I go to sleep. But we have different roles. My role is to make sure that the environment is safe, to make sure it's hygienic, and they help with that too. They share that role. And to make sure that they're fed, that they get their food, etc., because they can't do that, right? And their roles are varied because it depends on the dog. I have a dog, for instance, for seizure alert, so that is one of the roles that they have. I have dogs that work with children. I have 5 godchildren, and we call them babysitter dogs here. And they reside with the kids, and I can put them out with puppies and children, and they're just a doll. They're just wonderful with them. And a dog's important that it has manners and appropriate with people. Its role is to be a guardian and a confidant, a friend. And so we each have these different roles, and each of us have different aptitudes and have different types of intelligence. And I think it's so important. We don't need to top dog and all that stuff. Oh, and let me tell you, I'm quite a head bitch. Don't get me wrong. Okay. Because I definitely am that. But you don't have to use that kind of power when you understand what your role is and you're doing your role in excellence and you're supporting whoever you're around in the role they're doing to excellence, whether it's a dog or a human. And what happens is life gets so much easier and it gets so much sweeter. Oh my God, it gets so much sweeter. I've gone through the toughest times in the world just in the last 18 months. 3/4 of my spine is now titanium. I've had a neck surgery, a back surgery. My knee has been replaced. Let me tell you, I have been through it. My daughter nearly died and is still quite ill in critical care, has been for several months. I have really been through it. And yet I wake up every day with this sweetness. And so I offer you that, to discover that, to discover how to walk through life a bit on a cloud, not a cloud of being ridiculous and fantastical and not looking at the reality of the things you have to meet every day, but cushioned by love, cushioned by recognition and witness. That is powerful, isn't it?
Well, you're talking about the choice that we always have, that a lot of us can tell ourselves, oh, we don't have that choice. How can you be joyful? How can you be appreciative when you're going through such difficult circumstances? And that's what you're talking about, and I love that you, it's kind of what I wanted to touch on next, was that it's kind of this paradoxical way of thinking in terms of talking about equality in our relationships, even in our relationships with our dogs. And even as I say that, with that caveat of even in our relationships with dogs, like that goes to show you that there is this ingrained background thinking that I should be surprised that I'm even saying that myself when I shouldn't. Because it's ingrained in us that there is this hierarchy.
Mhm.
But the paradox there that you are going into is that part of that equality is the idea that everyone is being valued for their unique individual role. And
Right.
so one of the things that I wanted to ask you about was if you can share a little bit about how we can nurture the partnership that we have with our dogs to its fullest potential, through this understanding of their roles, and how do we define those roles, and how are those roles revealed or clarified over time?
Mm-hmm.
Where does one begin with that?
Right. Yeah. Well, the first rule for me is be purpose driven. Don't I don't think about what I want, or I don't even have needs, to be honest with you. I don't look at life that way. I have a purpose every day. And my purpose is to grow the best dog for the best families, great dogs for great people. That's number one. My highest purpose is to love, which means I witness things and people and places and um, animals and plants and everything around me as though it's valuable just innately. It starts from value. And what I have to do is discover, my opportunity is to discover what is that that it's in front of me for. What is the gift? Do I get to say no, thank you, and it strengthens my capacity to set something clear for myself? Or is it something that I welcome and I embrace and I call it in? So the first thing is purpose. So when I know my purpose, then I know what I'm up to for the day. And I will check my purpose periodically, and I'll take time alone to sit quietly, watch the dogs, have a cup of tea, and consider my purpose. Is it still there? Do I want to change it, etc.? If I don't, I continue on. So being purpose driven really, and it clears out the stage of life from all the noise. It really does. It puts you right in the seat of your kingdom because you're generating that kingdom by activating your purpose every moment. I'm not a terribly social person. Actually, I'm not social at all, be honest with you. Yet I have a great love for people. I enjoy talking to you. And I have a purpose today. And my purpose today is to discover more of how to share the life with dogs in a way that enriches people. That's my purpose. So I'm focused on that. So once you have your purpose, then you can start defining roles. So as I said, in my home, one of the roles is to make certain that the dogs are fed well, that they get really the best food. And I spent 2.25 years hunting down food. And let me tell you, one day we're going to do a show on this again soon with great depth because it would blow people's minds, the horrors that are going on in the dog food industry. There's no regulation. So there's a tremendous amount that happens that, believe you me, you don't want to hear or know about.
Sure.
But anyway, so I have a food that I finally tracked down, and I'm happy to share it with anyone. You can just contact me to the link below. Um, uh, uh, anyway, so that helps define a role. So one is I'm caregiver. Another one that I am is I set the rhythm because my job is the butler of the house, right? Not the head lady of the house. I'm that too, but my job is the butler of the house. I serve the well-being of the house, meaning it's cleanliness, it's rhythms that make room for everyone, that take care of the restfulness and the space,
The peace.
the opportunity, the peace, right? And my dog in that, his role is to flow with me, to be able to have manners wherever I go and embrace whoever's with me. So those are very specific roles. He's a diplomat.
Sure.
My dogs are diplomats, and they greet people and they meet them and they welcome them in. And that's very important because I'm a breeder and I'm always meeting people and showing my dogs to them so for them to buy. And my dog, it has a job in that. He's a salesperson also, right? And another job he has is at night. I love my nighttime bed rituals. I get up in bed. I have like 6, 8 dogs up there because I have little micros too. And I have the biggest bed you can buy because I just love an ocean to hang out in. And I get some treats and I put on a show or music, and the dogs are up there and we have things to play with and we share treats. And it's just the sweetest, most beloved time. And we all look forward to it. Like if I even get up and walk, even look at the bed, but after 7 p.m., the dogs turn around and immediately go to the side of the bed because everybody wants to go to bed right here. And we spend at least an hour and a half every night doing that. And so the next day we're all full. We wake up full. We wake up happy, even when there are challenges.
Yeah.
And that is his job. I'm looking at my new boy, Bear, right now. And I continue with Bear, even though he's way too big for me, but I'm considering him dearly as my sidestep, and he has been for the last couple of weeks. I'll introduce you to him momentarily. So basically, purpose determines your focus. It gets rid of the noise. The focus dictates what your roles are, and then your movement with your dog. Your dog has roles that fit in together. So the two of you are moving like clockwork together. And it's really, really lovely. So he has to be patient and wait for rhythms that work for us because I have to generate income or I have to go to a doctor or what have you. And so the dog has these roles and responsibilities with me that are very, very important. And so, yeah, that's how I start defining them. You always come from purpose.
Yes, I love what you shared about purpose and sort of the two levels I heard of it. So there's the kind of inside purpose that I heard you talking about, which I really appreciate, is to just see through the eyes of love and to see the love in everything, plants, animals. And so if that's my purpose, that's different than, say, a vocational purpose. But if I know that that's my purpose, it's going to influence everything that I do, whether I'm, taking my dog for a walk and that's my role at that time, or if I'm working with clients and that's my role at that time. If my overarching purpose is to be a loving person and to see the love in all things, it's
Uh-huh.
a very different way of going about these other roles.
I think, when we say we're about love, it really is too far out there for me. When I was younger, I had so many people constantly using the word love. They put Valentine's Day always blew me away because I was like, look, love is not just romantic. As a matter of fact, the
Yeah.
best love I've ever had hasn't been romantic. Um, but that's a story for another day. But the word love is very vague for people. They
Mm-hmm.
really don't know how to define it. I define it very succinctly. For me, it is looking upon a creature with absolute inquiry, number one.
Mm-hmm.
I'm interested. I call it interest in my book. I'm interested in that creature because each one of us is an endless wilderness. How many people know you really, really well? Really?
Yeah.
How far can they go in the halls of Samantha? Okay, you can go far.
Yeah. Yeah.
Let's face it, endlessly. You can wander in the halls of Samantha, in her dreams, in her desires, in her passions, in her pains, in her life experiences. I mean, my God, it's wild. It's like the biggest mall of spirit in the world,
Right.
right? Well, creatures are like that also. And when you recognize that the creature has an innate being and you take interest in it and you immediately say it is valuable. Why? Because it is in front of me. That's simple.
Yeah, I
That's
was just
been
gonna
in
say
my
that's
life.
so
If
simple.
something has shown up in front of me, then I know it's in my domain of intelligence. It has somehow gathered here to be with me, and there is some gift in that. Even like I said, if it's to say no, thank you, that doesn't mean that that isn't a gift. That might be a gift to someone, but it might be a gift also to welcome it, to discover something new. And so the word love has interest. It's kind of simple. It's an equation for me. I have interest, I recognize innate value, and I witness it. I see it. I let it in me.
Mm.
And once I let it in me, whatever I'm looking at feels it instantly.
Mm.
We've all seen movies where you have the old grandmother who's always been supportive of this young gal or something of that nature. And no matter what, they go out and have years of life experience, they come home to grandma. And why? Because she witnesses them and they feel loved. And grandma loves. Why? The act of being focused on that way causes for this experience of love to show up in a person, in a dog, in a plant, in anything that we're around. And when we do that act, we also release the experience we call love. So for me, it's a very distinct equation. I have a job in that equation, and my job is to recognize the innate value of that moment, that creature, to have interest in it, and to witness it fully, take interest in it fully, get to know it more intimate. And that word intimacy is so important today It's so very important. And the moment you do this, you actually start activating your intuitive senses. They happen naturally. You don't have to work at it, though I have ways I can help people do that. That it's about really releasing yourself into an experience beyond where you are. Witnessing means you let go of where you are and you don't make walls and a house out of that moment, but instead you live in the sky and the depth of the earth in that moment, unending and broad and wild.
That was really beautifully put. And again, these are the things that you offer with great clarity, but also great simplicity in your book, in very understandable ways. I'm recalling as I'm listening to you and what you're discussing now, that you talk about some key attitudes for a truly great relationship. And it's as I was reading your book, I found myself going back and forth between, oh, I'm reading a book about humans and dogs, but then I'm thinking, but if only I could take this into my human relationships too. So
Yeah, that's what I'm hoping.
yeah, it's across the board. So, you talk about these key attitudes for a truly great relationship, connecting with somebody as if they are the most beloved friend. um, Seeing the endless value of learning that you can share and experience with this individual, and then really truly looking to see their value. I mean, if that's not love, everybody wants to know that they are worthy. And it's probably one of the most loving things that we can do is really see the value in people and then express it to them in a way that they can receive the fact that they're being seen in that light. They're being seen in the light of their goodness and their true worth.
Mhm.
But one of the things you mentioned was I think you said the attitudinal context you bring to your dogs. And can you explain a little bit more about what you mean about attitudinal context?
Well, our attitude has everything to do with a dog's responses in the environment. Um, how we hold our day and our moment is what they receive. They have a gift. They are completely interconnected with us. And our emotional system is part of their breathing. They're breathing it, they're hearing it, not in necessarily words, but they're hearing it in the breaths we take, the rapidity of the breath we take, or the relaxed nature of the breath we take. The movement of our hands, if we're jerky and irritated, or if we're gentled and calm. These have a big effect on dogs, and anyone who's ever raised dogs and has a good sized group of them knows this, because if you walk around a pack of dogs and you get irritable, let me tell you, it won't be long before a fight breaks out, because they will take that energy and they will express it. And so it's made me very mindful of my attention and what attitude I'm holding. And as I said, I'm quite a head bitch. I've been an entrepreneur my whole life. I've always fended for myself. I've helped many, many people do the same. And so I'm not any lightweight when it comes to, taking charge when I need to. But it has put my attitude in check, grander than anything. Just seeing that happen in the kennel on my land, when I have a bad attitude and I see a fight break out, I know I created that. And I don't mean that like, whatever. I'm not getting airy fairy here, and not
Right.
that I care about that. I love that as well, but I don't want to turn people off with that kind of thing. You are directly related to your dog through an energetic frequency that they pick up on far more swiftly than humans do. It's one of their gifts. So if you know that, you can begin to monitor yourself and you become disciplined and capable and skillful in a way that blows your own mind.
Ooh, I love that you mentioned that as a discipline and a skill, because unfortunately, I think that it's been promoted, at least in human relationships, to have this air of pretense where it's actually looked at as a good thing to not be, if you can control, if you can have this inner attitude, but you can control it on the outside so that you don't project it. It's like we can't do that with our dogs. They know our inner workings. They know what's actually true. We can't get away with it with our dogs like we think we can. We think we can with people. But wouldn't it just be easier if we didn't have that pretense? If we just had that discipline and that skill to say, with our dogs, with people, our work, our relationships, you know what? I want to bring peace into this situation. I want to be I truly want to have the attitude of calm. So now I'm getting a better idea of what you're talking about here. That inner attitude or mindset or
Right.
emotional state that we bring, and to really take responsibility for that.
Yep. Yep. Well, I'm wondering, I just realized it's 12:31 and I'm thinking maybe we should look at some puppies, Sam. What do you
I would
think?
love that.
Right,
Absolutely.
let's do it. And I just want to remind everyone, you can get your 3-in-1 thermos. It has your water bowl, your food bowl, and your ability to drink. And it's a wonderful bonding tool for you and your dogs. I love it. I keep it in my car. I have a snack in there, water bowl. I pour my water for my dogs. I get to drink. We don't get dehydrated in our time out because I'm always later than you think. I think I'm going to be maybe 2 hours, and lo and behold, I'm 4 or something like that. And
I would
so,
love to still meet Bear too if he's
oh
around.
yeah. Hey, Bear, Bear, come here. Come here, Bear.
Here he comes.
That's my boy. You want to pick him up for me, sweetheart? Thank you. This is Bear. He is working very hard to be my service dog. He's absolutely been perfect. You can't even believe how perfect he has been. He chose me in the kennel here, and he just started absolutely being 2 inches from my leg, never tripping me, nothing like that. Just easy peasy boy, and well-mannered around other studs and everything. And that's hard for a young man like this. And he's just been perfect. He's gone out in my car and just been wonderful in the car. And so I think when I go to our big meeting in Dallas in a week or two, that I will take him with me. I'm deciding that. So yeah.
It's so funny because I've been seeing him in the background, and I've talked. I didn't know he was Bear, but I've talked to my husband about Bear. He really reminds me of my first bulldog. And I
Yeah.
said, I'm visiting in a couple weeks, and I said, I cannot wait to meet this dog. And it's Bear the whole time.
Oh my God, how fun. What a
Yeah,
fun story. Yeah. So that's Bear. And Bear, I'm
he's
going to move
great.
him
He's
out
gorgeous.
right now. He is, and he's big. That's the thing. At this stage of my life, I wanted to do the super micro or micro for me. And I picked one out and it really didn't work for me. And, I get to have the choice that most people don't have, as many choices as I have because I raised them, obviously. But Bear, he's doing just what Eddie did, my dog of 16 and a half years, who was my service dog. He's doing just what he did. He's,
Sounds like he's choosing you.
yeah, he's a little shadow of me everywhere I go, and just wonderful and kind to the pups and stuff. Okay, let's show some pups.
Ernest.
Now I'm going to introduce Gigi here. This is Gigi. And now I'm going to put you in the middle of the screen and you guys will hear me, but you're going to see Gigi, okay? Because evidently on social media, it's a little challenging. You want to get in the middle of the screen, dear.
Yeah.
Move over a little. There you go. Because on Instagram, the things don't show. And if we're on both sides of the screen, we both get cut off. So this is good for Gigi to be there. You'll be able to hear me. What happened, Turo?
I want to make sure this screen is the one that is seen. So go ahead. That's right. Go ahead, Gigi. Talk.
Okay. Hi, Samantha. Good to see you.
Good to see you too, Gigi.
And us.
So
This
this
is-
is Ernest Lee. And he is an absolute love, and his ears are going up. Royal Frenchels oftentimes are like flowers. You know how a flower stays in a bud state for a time, and then all of a sudden it opens. You walk outside, and one day you just see a whole blossom, right? And that's what Royal Frenchel ears are like often. And so his little ears are on the way up. And he's just gorgeous. Why don't you show
Yeah.
his back
And
and his neck? Because he has a beautiful neck. A white. Oh, he got some
Yeah.
food on him.
But he takes after his name for sure. He's very earnest and a total sweetheart. And you go to pet his head and he just puts his ears back and is just so happy you're petting him. So he's just a total sweetheart. And you are very earnest, huh? Are you earnestly? The beautiful boy too. He's got that eyeliner around his eyes.
Yeah, he's got the famous eyeliner of a Royal Frenchel. Some of them have it, some of them don't. Makes their
So
eyes
cool.
stand out. Let's move to the next one and share his brother or sister.
Baxter. This is Baxter.
Oh, brother Baxter.
He's a good boy. He's a total sweetheart too. He is more of the observer and learner of the group. So I'll come in and he'll be like, he's always either in the back corner or somewhere in the middle, not with the rest of the group, watching me and observing everything I'm doing. He's very, very smart and he's got like really pretty golden cream, like dots on his back. He's got on his ears and his head.
He's what you call partially, well, normally if it was both sides, it would be called pied, but it's not. It's that one beautiful patch and then the other. And he is just a love. Royal Frenchels travel so easily, folks. It's one of the great gifts of this breed is that they're relationally oriented, not territorial. And so they love their people and they love the adventure of travel. So they go in airplanes well, any type of travel. It just takes them less than one time, actually. They get used to it. Okay.
Okay, let's get Fanny Bell. This is a sweet girl,
This
Fanny
is
Bell.
Fanny. Miss Fanny, how are you, love? Miss Fanny is just the next of her line. She's like a little princess. She is sweet and interested and smart, and she will be absolutely stalwart with her person. Whoever
I was
gets
just
her
gonna
is
say
gonna
she's
have her.
got such sweet eyes.
She does, doesn't she? But she's very smart. She observes things, makes decisions. You can observe her with her litter and with her aunties and uncles. She really moves around beautifully with them all this talk about purpose. She does it in a very purposeful way. Yeah, she's really a doll.
Got a really soft coat too. Doesn't have the long tufts of fur, but it's very, very silky smooth. She's one of my favorites, definitely. She loves adventure and she loves to play and is up for anything. If she sees you in the room, she's like, I'm ready. Let's go. I don't know where we're going, but I'm ready.
Right. She's very confident and
Yes.
loves that kind of
Yeah.
choice making that she does. All right. Do we have another one?
Yes. Last boy. This is Basil. He's a good boy, Basil.
And dogs, people, I just want you to know, you're on my dog couch with us, okay? You're on our dog couch. This is a couch that I bought specifically for me to sit up here so that the dogs in the kennel, when they round out to go outside, they get to come up here and snuggle and visit and talk and visit with me while I'm doing work or on the computer, etc. It's really fun. It's wonderful to have a dog couch. Yeah. Okay.
Say hi, Basil. This is Basil. He's also got that dark eyeliner around his eyes, which
Oh,
is really pretty. He is a beautiful
His
boy.
ears are flying now. They're
Yes.
starting to fly. So it looks like they may go up.
And he's got the cutest eyes and face, and he's also got the original Grand Dame Royal Frenchel markings around his butt.
Yeah, that was an old girl of mine named Diva. And you can see her mark there on his behind. You see this pattern right here? That was a Diva pattern. So he is related to the Grand Dame of Royal Frenchel more than 20 years ago.
He is a total love as well. I mean, all of these guys, they come from a mom who's just so loyal and loving and will want to snuggle with you for hours on a couch. But he's a really loyal best friend. He's a really, really good friend.
And loves humor. He loves a good time. This boy is dedicated to a good time.
Yeah.
Not that he's really gregarious and outgoing heavily, but he really loves to jump into a good time.
He's a good boy. He's a good boy.
We've got a whole bunch of puppies today.
Dante.
This is Dante. Now, Dante is a very unique Royal Frenchel, very special. He's gorgeous. And I hope you can see him well. I'm not sure that you can because his black feathers out to the bronze color, and you can just see how absolutely remarkably marked he is. He's so beautiful. But more than that, he's beautiful inside. He's so wonderful. It's so intriguing because he has an interest in things. He's a little clumsy still. And it's kind of fun to see him be clumsy and smart at the same time. It's really something to watch. It's
Now,
fun.
what is different about his coat?
Well, it's the coloration. This is a bronze line that I have
Color, but he almost looks fluffy.
He is, he's a silky, yes.
Okay, okay.
Or a fluffy in the Frenchy world, yeah.
He's got
I actually started the fluffies many, many years ago before they came out in the world, and we called them silkies. So he's a silky or a fluffy, yes.
He's gorgeous.
Isn't he gorgeous? And his sister is gorgeous too. We'll show you her too.
Hi, Annabelle.
And these two are smalls in size. The ones you saw before are all micros.
Hi, sweetheart.
At Royal Frenchel, we have 4 sizes, though we don't have the regulars much at all because people don't really want them as much today. They want the smaller dogs, and I'm getting old and I'd like to have the smaller dogs to raise as well. So go ahead.
This is sweet Annabelle. She's also got a really beautiful coat. She's got this like
Beautiful line down here.
yeah,
Feathers out.
super soft, silky coat. She is a lover girl, but she also loves to play and adventure. But she is more, I think, observant than her brother Dante. She'll be watching me every move and just trying to take in and learn whatever she's seeing. Yeah, she's a huge snuggle bun, both of them are. And she's a sweetheart. Are you a sweet girl?
Okay, I think we pretty well. Oh, we have 2 more. Let me show you 2 more.
Show the blues.
Oh yeah, I'll tell you
Nothing
what.
for now.
I'll tell you what, folks. We'll do a little special thing. We're going to show you 2 more pups, and then I'm going to show you 2 of our first blues, our blue merles. Okay? Hold on just a second. And their eyes probably just opened, didn't they?
Yes, they did. They just opened. Sorry, I was saying hi to Lilu. This is little Lilu.
Oh,
I love Lulu.
He's such
This is
a
I
good
love this good little girl.
the boy.
I mean
The boy
boy.
named the girl.
No, that shouldn't be.
Yeah.
We have to change his name.
Lilu, say hi, honey. Oh, he's all
Lou.
doing confused.
His name is Lou. There we go. Little Lou.
He is totally a little Lou. He's so pure and sweet and like just the earnest little guy who are you nervous, baby? What's that? What's that in front of you? He's sort of like a little he's soft and very soft and sweet on the inside. But he is adorable and he's very small as well. He's a micro.
And gorgeous.
Yeah.
So gorgeous. He's got that deep caramel color. Really beautiful.
like-
And he's got black edging on his ears and stuff. It's so lovely.
He's a good boy. He's got eyeliner as well. It's really pretty. Yes. Yes, say that. Say hi.
Thank you, Lou.
Okay, Lou. And then Lou. Oh, second.
Gigi, are you coming back?
Yes, I am. I'm just kidding.
Well, there's no one on the screen right now, and these blessed souls out there are watching. I'm not
Okay.
sure what you're doing, love.
This is Celeste. I'm Celeste.
Okay, there you go.
This is last girl
In
Celeste.
the middle.
She's got
There you go.
she's a sweetheart, and she's got a silky, super soft coat as well. She's got like the super dark brown down her spine, which is really beautiful. Say hi, Celeste. Say hi.
Oh, sweetheart. Muse. Oh boy, is she soft.
She's very, very
Oh my gosh, she's just gorgeous.
yeah, she's got the snow white paws, and she is a huge snuggle bun, but she loves to play as well. She's up for a good time. Whatever you're up to, she wants to be up to. She just wants to be your companion, be next to you. You're a good girl.
All
You're a good
right.
girl.
Well, all right. So we're going to show you our two blue merles now. You ready for this? Absolutely
Okay.
gorgeous. Come on.
That's
This is Serafina. Here, I'm going to take her for a minute. You can see, isn't she beautiful?
Oh, she's gorgeous.
Yeah. And she's got beautiful markings.
Wow.
Yeah, four white boots, and she's just, oh, a sweet girl and strong. Oh my goodness sake. And their eyes just opened not long ago. You can see if you look. Oh, sweet girl. Yeah. Oh, that puppy breath, I tell you.
Puppy
There's
breath is
nothing more
best.
healing than that puppy breath.
Caspian.
Caspian.
This is little Caspian. Oh, sweet darling. You such a good boy. Yes, you are. And then I'll just show you his back. Again, just absolutely gorgeous. That's my good boy. Yes, it is. Okay, there you go. Well, all right. Well, Gigi, thank you very much.
Yes.
Yeah.
Good to see you, Samantha. Bye,
Good
everybody.
to see you too. Thanks for sharing all those gorgeous pups
All
inside
right.
and out.
Arturo, I don't know if you want to share something today, if you'd like to come. And in the meantime, I'm just going to remind you again, it's Prime Day, 1995 today. It's a considerable discount. And then you might want other things. Maybe it's just a reminder for Prime Day on Amazon. I know I'm going to go there. I have dog blankets to buy today.
Hi, everybody.
Hey, Arturo.
Hey there. It's good to be
There
here
we
again
go.
in the background. I've been enjoying the puppies. And while she's talking, I was sitting there looking into my whimsy's eyes and enjoying it. I think I think I had an idea before, but it's failing me now. But let me think here. The attitudinal context and the book and the experience of the way of the dog. I had the idea that you were talking about Samantha, just that it's so valuable for humans, right? That you want to apply what you're learning in the way of the dog to humans, which is totally relevant. And I think that having a dog is a great first step for anyone who doesn't have a dog and is hearing this and is interested in developing their sensibilities of relationship. I mean, like, I know I got a dog before I had a baby, and I thought that was the greatest thing I ever could do. And bless my dog, because he went through different things that I had to learn, but he was so resilient and so loving and so consistent and so there for me to learn from. Like, he really, he's passed now, but he came and he taught me, and that's really the truth for me. When I put him in the ground, I thanked him for every lesson he gave me. And I think that that's something that many people may not know is available to them, and I think that's what's so wonderful about Royal Frenchels is that they provide that gateway for people to have a relationship. And there's so much loneliness in the world right now. I'd say it's probably, one of the
Absolutely.
greatest
Yeah.
challenges and products of our modern life is the loneliness, and it's interesting because I say, let's like we went to a new development last night to go find some food, and it's like you can see that they're wanting to create community, they're wanting to create connection, they're wanting to have businesses of varied types in an area that are designed to bring people together to go out to enjoy spending money and recreating together, right? But there's this, but to me there was this emptiness of spirit there, so it's like you can't force culture, you have to create it.
That's
You
right.
just can't force it.
That's a
And
smart remark.
and it's like there's still the priority of profit over creating culture. Like those who are creating culture are making it and they're doing amazing. And you can listen to people like Gary Vee and things like that. They're talking about building community as the main resource, uh and that's what grows your businesses. And I think it's just wise, and I think dogs are a bridge for people that don't have the social skills, because so many people don't have them now. I mean, it's so, and I'm done being frustrated by it. Having a server who's not empathic to my needs or not considerate and just rude, and it's like there's just no manners. Also, there's such a lack of manners, and dogs bring us back to that relationship with your dog, that consideration of them is such a valuable development, is what I want to say. It's a development, and it's not, you don't do it for the development necessarily, but you do it, and that's the product of the love that you start to share and the considerations that you start to have. You become a better person is the bottom line. And as far as better being someone who can relate to you, someone who's present with you, someone who can meet you in life's challenges and be there with you. I mean, all these aspirational qualities that we see about dogs, right? It's like we become that by being with our dogs. And in that way, they're always teaching us. So if you're out there and you're lonely, I sincerely suggest you consider getting a dog as a companion. And not only that, I mean, there are studies actually that show that it helps people with depression because number one, you are always with somebody and you could talk to them. Somebody being your dog. And then number two, you meet people.
All day.
Your dogs are like little social beacons, man, especially our Royals. But everywhere we go, we can't go 10 feet without talking to somebody. So when we travel, it's so fun. And I can't imagine traveling without my Royal Frenchel at my side. So I recommend you do that. Take a look. And it doesn't, obviously we raise Royals. It's great to have them and they're great for that purpose. But a dog friend is the point. And get yourself a dog friend.
But I do think
Yeah.
it's important.
Yeah.
I do think it's important, Arturo, to have a dog that matches your lifestyle.
Absolutely.
Because many people have ideas about dogs. They want a big Malamute or they want a cane Corso, these great big dogs, etc. And that's a very different type of relationship. If you want a dog to go with you everywhere, if you want a dog that has innate manners, if you want a dog that's smart and enjoys being with you no matter what airplane you're on, car you're in, or train you happen to be riding, a Royal Frenchel's a killer dog for you. And I'm not just saying that because I created the breed. I'm saying that because it's true. And if you look on YouTube, you'll see a lot of our customers share their story with their Royal Frenchel. And I'm very blessed to have that happen. And I can't say I knew by any means it would be as great a dog as I created. I would rather say I found it because it came to me to do in a split second. The actual percentages, etc., came to me in one split second, even less than a second. It happened in my brain. I saw it and I wrote it down and we began. And so we're all really blessed to know them and to have them. So if you want one, please let us know. Yeah, well, I'm not sure where we're at now. Let's see, 12:54. Good.
I
We've
just
got
like
some
to-
time left.
I'd like to add, if you're watching and you're interested in learning these things, the depth and profound relationship you can have with your dog. Anahata's book, The Way of the Dog, is coming out soon, hopefully by the end of the month. And we have a form that you can fill out that's
Oh,
in the
yeah, I
description,
forgot.
and just fill it out, and we'll make sure you get notified and get a copy. And maybe I think you should sign them. That would be lovely, right? For
Well,
people
I
to
don't know how
give a little.
because
Well, we
they're
could.
done on Amazon.
Yeah, I guess we can't do that anymore.
No, but I can,
Well, if we
I,
do something
can drop,
special,
I can, if
we'll do
you
something.
want something, if you want a personal note, you let me know and
Yeah.
I'll write you a person.
Figure, yeah.
But let's
so-
face it, it's not like I'm some celebrity, right?
Yeah, but you got some good stuff here for the world. And I think we're just, it's all being delivered. So, anyways, and if you, of course, the social situation, give us a follow and come back next week on Wednesday. We'll be doing this again at 12 o'clock Pacific time.
Yep.
Samantha's one of our loyal people, but we're going to have another guest, another Royal Frenchel family I just spoke to today, who was just sending me a note saying how much she loves her Perry. I'm like, oh my God,
Oh
you want
my
to join
God.
on the live stream today? And she's like, I can't, I'm in the car, but next week. So hopefully Mary Elena Greg's going to join us next week.
Oh,
And,
how fun.
Yeah. And
That'll be really fun.
yeah, and she's married to John
Morris.
who's a retired professional baseball player. He used to play for the Cincinnati Reds. I don't want to misrepresent him. He works in the major leagues, and he's just this baseball guy, and he's so in love with his dog. And he can imagine he's from Boston too, so he's tough. He talks with a Boston accent.
That is not a Boston accent. Arturo,
And he's got this like loving
got
dog.
accents all the time. God help us.
So you're gonna love it, and hopefully we'll get him on too. So come join us on Wednesday for that conversation. It'll be fun.
Oh, good. Well, I'm glad to rely on you to remember to say
Yeah.
all these things
Yeah.
so people know. That's
Yeah.
wonderful,
Yeah,
wonderful.
and we're going to be reaching out to some of our royal family, like Samantha, who have different perspectives. I'm trying to get. I don't know if you've heard, but we have an Army Ranger who's retired and works in the military right now. But this man has been a warrior for our country, has done amazing things, and he has a quote that he shares with us about since getting his royal,
So
and it is, I never knew the violence it would take for me to be this gentle. And he knew that he learned, he, of course, he had to experience the violence in his job, and then he learned the degree of gentleness he could reach with his royal. So it's just a profound thing, and I'd love to have them on. So we got fun things coming.
Fun things coming.
So come
And
on.
I have to say that Samantha, I want all the time.
Samantha,
I
you
just adore you here,
yeah.
Samantha. You make it so easy, and I just really appreciate it so much. I wouldn't know what to say otherwise, and so I'm grateful, very grateful.
Well, I don't know if I believe that. I think you have a lot to say, and I don't think you have any problem with, and Arturo as well. But I really truly enjoy, and I'm so grateful to be in the conversation about these wonderful dogs and the relationships that we get to share with all of our dogs.
Yeah, yeah.
Awesome.
We have Relaxation Day in this nation. I don't know if people know that. And on the internet, you can look it up. It's called Relaxation Day. And I want to make it. Everywhere I looked on Relaxation Day, I didn't find anything about dogs. I was so shocked. I was like, what is more relaxing than snuggling with your dog, or taking a nice walk with your dog, or hanging out watching a show with your dog? I mean, there are so many lovely things to do with your dog. And
The
so
missing link.
I'm going to add that to Relaxation Day.
Yeah.
I'm going to do a thing on it just for fun. Yeah.
There's nothing like relaxing with your dog too, like they add to
Yeah.
relaxation, but if I'm going to relax, I want my dog right there.
Yeah, totally.
I think we can all agree on that.
Oh my God. Well, all right, everyone. Thank you so much. And Sam, much love. Are you in town next week, or you're gone?
I'm away next week, and I'm back the following week.
Okay, good, good. Well, we will have a visitor next week again, Marilena Gregg, I think. And we look forward to, excuse me, I just hit this thing. We'll look forward to your return.
Same.
And
Thank you guys
we'll be
so much.
out here in Washington soon.
Yeah,
too.
real soon, next month.
I'll see you in the flesh real soon.
All right, love.
Yeah, you'll be
Bye,
on
bye,
the show in the flesh.
Yes.
Awesome.
All right.
All right.
honey.